step down here and set this here because I have it on my phone. Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's what I want to check.
Yep.
George is famous. George is famous for that. Okay. We've also got 110. Okay.
Here he is.
Oh, Marvin. Yeah. Come on down. That's you. Well, actually, this is you. That's your seat. Okay. Good enough. Okay. So okay, good enough. We got and 114. 114. Oh, that's Janice. Okay. Okay. So, yes. Okay. So we'll be under control. Janice, are you up there? She left her cap. Yeah, her hat is there. That's right.
Put
Yeah.
the hat out there.
I'm sorry. Yeah. We know she's here, but so we'll catch her when she gets here. Okay. That's the end of the break. Okay. Okay. And 116. Okay. Anybody interested in? Well. Okay. Oh yeah. Since Judy, since you're not already in this group, go ahead and take 116. Okay. Okay.
She's here.
Aha. Okay.
George, there's another one.
Sorry.
Lay it on me.
Good enough. Okay. Go ahead, Grant.
Okay, welcome back. I'm Grant Young, and before I present Sonnet 103, I'll share with you my motivation for doing this the last few years. It comes from a memory from my past, and so I decided what better way to tell you about this memory than with my own shameless rhyme. You ask, why read a sonnet on this night? I turn to college days of English lit. A woman, blonde, I chose to set my sight. A riverbank where we would often sit. How can I win her heart with something said? Recite a poem would surely not be cool. Sonnet 18 was stuck inside my head. Would I become the prince or be the fool? I took the chance. She did not run away. Remains my love and wife this very day. And now, Sonnet 103 by another poet, Shakespeare. Okay. Alack, what poverty my muse springs forth, that having such a scope to show her pride, the argument all bear is of more worth than what it hath my added praise beside. Oh, blame me, not if I can no more write. Look in your glass, and there appears a face that overgoes my blunt invention quite, dulling my lines, doing me disgrace. Were it not sinful, then striving to mend, to mar the subject that was before well? For to no other pass my verses tend than of your graces and your gifts to tell, and more, much more than in my verse can sit, your own glass shows you when you look at it. Thank you.
Hello, I am Lia Fitzgerald, pinch hitting for Sonnet 104. To me, fair friend, you can never be old. For as you were when first your eye I eyed, such seems your beauty still. 3 winters cold have from the forest shook 3 summers' pride. 3 beauteous springs to yellow autumn turned, in the process of the seasons have I seen 3 April perfumes and 3 hot Junes burned. Since first I saw you fresh, which yet are green. Ah, yet doth beauty, like a dial hand, steal from his figure, and no pace perceived, so your sweet hue, which methinks doth still stand, hath motion, and mine eye may be deceived, for fear of which, hear this, thou age unbred, ere you were born, was beauty's summer's dead.
Hello. Hi. Mashaka Wumba, another pinch hitter. This is sonnet 105. Let not my love be called idolatry, nor my beloved an idol show. Since all alike my songs and praises be, to one of one still such, and ever so. Kind is my love today, tomorrow kind, still constant in a wondrous excellence. Therefore, my verse to constancy did confined, one thing expressing, leaving out difference. Fair, kind, true is all my argument. Fair, kind, and true, varying to other words. And in this change is my invention spent. 3 themes in one, which wondrous scope affords. Fair, kind, and true have often lived alone, which 3 till now never kept seat in one.
Baker, and I'm going to be reading sonnet number 106. When in the chronicle of wasted time I see descriptions of the fairest whites and beauty making beautiful old rhyme in praise of ladies dead and lovely knights, then in the blazon of sweet beauty's best, of hand, of foot, of lip, of eye, of brow, I see their antique pen would have expressed even such a beauty as you master now. So all their praises are but prophecies of this our time, all you prefiguring. And, for they looked but with divining eyes, they had not skill enough your worth to sing. For we, which now behold these present days, had eyes to wonder, but lacked tongues to praise.
I'm Mark Anderson, and this is sonnet 107. Not mine own fears, nor the prophetic soul of the wide world dreaming on things to come, can yet the lease of my true love control, supposed as forfeit to a confined due. The mortal moon hath her eclipse endured, and the sad augurs mock their own presage. Incertainties now crown themselves assured, and peace proclaims olives of an endless age. Now, with the drops of this most balmy time, my love looks fresh, and death to me subscribes, since, spite of him, I'll live in this poor rhyme, while he insults o'er dull and speechless tribes. And thou in this shalt find thy monument, when tyrants' crests and tombs of brass are spent.
sonnet has already been left up here. Okay. Nicholas Tycho Reed. Call me whichever one of those names you like the best. And this is sonnet 108. What's in the brain that ink may character, which hath not figured to thee my true spirit? What's new to speak, what new to register, that may express my love or thy dear merit? No thing, dear boy, but yet like prayers divine, I must each day say o'er the very same, counting no old thing old, thou mine, I thine, even as when first I hallowed thy fair name. So that eternal love in love's fresh case weighs not the dust and injury of age, nor gives to necessary wrinkles place, but makes antiquity for aye his page. Finding the first conceit of love there bred, where time and outward form would show it dead.
My name's Simon Kaplan. I'm reading number 109. I'll never say that I was false of heart, though absence seemed my flame to qualify. As easy might I from myself depart, as from my soul, which in thy breast doth lie. That is my home of love. If I have ranged, like him that travels, I return again, just to the time, not with the time exchanged, so that myself bring water for my stain. Never believe that when my nature reigned, all frailties that besiege all kinds of blood, that it could so preposterously be stained, to leave for nothing all thy sum of good. For nothing this wide universe I call, save thou, my rose. In it thou art my all.
Hi, my name is Marvin Hunt. Shall I compare thee to a purple haze? No, somebody left that up here. So I'm doing 110. It's a follow-up to 109, but it's a slightly different poem. I had a college roommate who used to leave on Friday to get something like groceries, and he would show up on Sunday. It was a lost weekend. And I think 110 is a sort of lost weekend poem. So, alas, 'tis true. I have gone here and there and made myself a motley to the view, gored mine own thoughts, sold cheap what is most dear, made old offenses of affections new. Most true it is that I have looked on truth askance and strangely. But by all above, these blenchers gave my heart another youth, and worst essays proved thee my best of love. Now all is done. Have what shall have no end. Mine appetite I never more will grind on newer proof to try an older friend, a God in love, to whom I am confined. Then give me welcome, next my heaven the best, even to thy pure and most loving breast.
My name is Sharon Spangler, and this is Sonnet 111. Oh, for my sake, do you with fortune chide, the guilty goddess of my harmful deeds, that did not better for my life provide than public means, which public manners breeds. Thence comes it that my name receives a brand, and almost thence my nature is subdued to what it works in, like the dyer's hand. Pity me then, and wish I were renewed. Whilst, like a willing patient, I will drink potions of isol against my strong infection. No bitterness that I will bitter think, nor double penance to correct correction. Pity me then, dear friend, and I assure ye, even that your pity is enough to cure me.
Now, rumor has it that the last reader and the present one know each other.
This is my daughter.
This is my wonderful mother who has not done this before, and so she was very brave to come and do this with me. I'm Rachel Pottern Nunn. I'm reading Sonnet 112, which is proof that all of those angsty love poems that you wrote back in middle school and tucked away in a drawer are really not all that bad. But I'll just decide what is more universal than that completely illogical and bottomless infatuation that you have when you're growing up. Your love and pity doth the impression fill which vulgar scandal stamped upon my brow. For what care I who calls me well or ill, so you, or green my bad, my good allow. You are my all the world, and I must strive to know my shames and praises from your tongue. None else to me, nor I to none alive, that my steeled sense or changes right or wrong. In so profound abysm I throw all care of others' voices, that my adder's sense to critic and to flatterer stopped are. Mark how with my neglect I do dispense. You are so strongly in my purpose bred, that all the world methinks besides are dead. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Keith Bugner. I'll be doing Sonnet 113. Since I left you, my eye is in my mind, and that which governs me to go about doth part his function and is partly blind. Seems seeing, but effectively is out, for it no form delivers to the heart of bird or flower or shape with it doth latch. Of his quick objects hath the mind no part, nor his own vision holds what it doth catch. For if it sees the rudest or gentlest sight, the most sweet favor or deformest creature, the mountain, the sea, the day or night, the crow or dove, it shapes them to your feature. Incapable of more, replete with you, my most true mind thus makes mine untrue. Thank you.
I think the traffic's died down.
You think so? You
You
sure
might
it's
be able to
safe to
make it
cross the
across now.
street? Across the road? Okay. Well, not if Kurt comes by first. It's okay. Okay. Seems like Shakespeare was really having a hard time with this love idea. That's all I can say about everything that I've heard so far tonight. But anyway, I am Janice Septon, and I'm reading Sonnet 114. Which is more love trouble, I guess. Okay, or whether doth my mind, being crowned with you, drink up the monarch's plague, this flattery? Or whether shall I say, mine eye saith true, and that your love taught it this alchemy, to make monsters and things indigest such cherubims as your sweet self resemble, creating every bad a perfect best, as fast as objects to his beam assembled? Oh, 'tis the first, this flattery in my seeing, and my great mind most kingly drinks it up. Mine eye knows well what with this gust is agreeing, and to his palate doth prepare this cup. If it be poison, 'tis the lesser sin, that mine eye loves it and doth first begin.
Okay. So, hi, I'm Spencer Nunn, and I'll be reading Sonnet 115. I agree with you. I think he was having a lot of love trouble, so now he's kind of got some self-doubt. Those lines that I before have writ do lie, even those that said I could not love you dearer. Yet then my judgment knew no reason why my most full flame should afterwards burn clearer. But reckoning time, whose million accidents creep entwixt vows and change decrees of kings, tan sacred beauty, blunt the sharpest intents, divert strong minds to the course of altering things. Alas, why, fearing of time's tyranny, might I not then say, now I love you best? When I was concerned or in certainty, crowning the present, doubting of the rest, love is a babe. Then might I not say so to give full growth to that which doth grow?
I'm Deborah Israel, and Sonnet 116 is one of my all-time favorite poems. It tells what love is. Let me not to the marriage of true minds admit impediments. Love is not love which alters when it alteration finds, or bends with the remover to remove. Oh no, it is an ever-fixed mark that looks on tempest and is never shaken. It is a star to every wandering bark, whose worth is unknown, although its height be taken. Love is not time's fool. Through rosy lips and cheeks within this bending compass comes. Love alters not with his brief hours and weeks, but bears it out even to the edge of doom. If this be error, and upon me proved, I never writ, no man ever loved. And next I have Shakespeare's Sonnet 116 Revisited, written by Deborah Israel. The great bard once said, love is not love which alters when it alteration finds, or bends with the remover to remove. Oh no, it is an ever-fixed mark that looks on tempest and is never shaken. And I agree, until one decides to play the game of indecision and forgetting. The maybes find their way into the conversation, and the spoken ifs linger in the mind, until the calls fail to go through, either unanswered or undialed. Until the visits become fewer and you wait, with nothing more to do. Until the days dry up and the nights fall down. Until you both go your separate ways, and the hours turn into days. Until your spirits become restless and you seek some other souls. Until the radiant smiles become masked behind the usual lies. For certain, this love changes with brief hours and weeks. There is no error, and it can be proved. This strange love cannot bear it to the end of doom.
Judy McCord, and mine is Sonnet 117. Accuse me thus, that I have scanted all wherein I should your great deserts repay, forgot upon your dearest love to call, whereto all bonds do tie me day by day, that I have frequent been with unknown minds, and given to time your own dear purchased right, that I have hoisted sail to all the winds which should transport me farthest from your sight. Book both my willfulness and errors down, and on just proof surmise accumulate. Bring me within the level of your frown, but shoot not at me in your wakened hate, since my appeal says I did strive to prove the constancy and virtue of your love.
real blessing to be among so many great readers and lovers of Shakespeare. My name is Joseph Letterio Maimone. In another life, in my teenage years, I had the pleasure of portraying such immortals as Lord Capulet and King Oberon and others. I am a published author, and I dabble in poetry. And I do have a fledgling YouTube channel where I do some read-alouds. And if you enjoy my reading tonight, I'd be most honored if you would follow my channel. It's Joseph Letterio. Sounds just like the letters. I'll be doing sonnet 118. Like as to make our appetites more keen, with eager compounds we our palates urge, so as to prevent our maladies unseen. We shun sickness with sickness ere we purge. Even so, being full of your ne'er cloying sweetness, to bitter sauces did I frame my feeding, and sick of welfare, found a sort of meekness, to be diseased ere that there was true needing. Thus policy and love, to anticipate the ills that were not, grew to faults assured, and brought to medicine a healthful state, which rank of goodness would by ill be cured. But this I find and learn the lesson true. Drugs poison he who fell so sick of you.
My name is Mike Rummel, and I will be reading sonnet number 119. What potions have I drunk of siren tears, distilled from limbex foul as hell within, applying fears to hopes and hopes to fears, still losing when I saw myself to win. What wretched errors hath my heart committed, whilst it hath thought itself so blessed never? How have mine eyes out of their spheres been fitted in the distraction of this madding fever? O benefit of ill, now I find true, that better is by evil still made better, and ruined love, when it is built anew, grows fairer than at first, more stronger, far greater. So I return rebuked to my content, and gain by ill thrice more than I have spent.
My name is Walter Teague, and I'm going to be reciting Sonnet 120. That you were once unkind befriends me now, and for that sorrow which I then did feel, needs must I under my transgression bow, unless my nerves were brass or hammered steel. For if you were by my unkindness shaken, as I by yours, you'd have passed a hell of time. And I, a tyrant, have no leisure taken to weigh how once I suffered in your crime. Oh, that our night of woe might have remembered my deepest sense, how hard true sorrow hits. And soon to you, as you to me, then tendered the humble salve which wounded bosoms fits. But that your trespass now becomes a fee, Mine ransoms yours, and yours must ransom me.
Hello, I'm Kim Jordan. I was assigned Sonnet 121. It has a rather esoteric Old Testament reference to Exodus 3:14 when Moses is speaking with the God of Abraham through the burning bush. And he asks him, when I go back to talk to the Israelites, who should I tell them? You was talking to me. And he says, tell them I am that I am. So, that's in here. Okay. 'Tis better to be vile than vile esteemed, when not to be receives reproach of being, and the just pleasure lost, which is so deemed not by our feeling, but by others' seeing. For why should others' false, adulterate eyes give salutation to my sportive blood? Or on my frailties, why are frailer spies, which in their wills count bad, what I think good? No, I am that I am. And those that level at my abuses reckon up their own. I may be straight, though they themselves be bevel. By their rank thoughts my deeds shall not be shown. Unless this general evil they maintain. All men are bad, and in their badness reign.
Hello. My name is Nathan Bradshaw, and this is my lovely assistant, Scotty. This is her first time on stage. She's shy. And I will be performing Sonnet 122 with her help. Came up with this idea this morning with some impromptu inspiration. Bear with me if it doesn't quite work at first. Pretend you don't see the first few seconds. Thy gift, thy tables are within my brain, full charactered with lasting memory, which shall above that idle rank remain beyond all date, even to eternity. Or at the least, so long as brain and heart have faculty by nature to subsist, till each to raised oblivion yield his part of thee, thy record never can be missed. That poor retention could not so much hold, nor need I tallies thy dear loved score. Therefore, to give them from me, was I bold to trust those tables that receive thee more. To keep an adjunct to remember thee, were to import forgetfulness to me.
Hi, my name is Shelley Snapp. I'm reading Sonnet 123. Before I start, I just wanted to share something that's coming up for me. I music direct here at Sonoris Road, and we are putting on Frozen the musical. So if any of you are interested, or you know younger friends who are interested, please bring them. It's the weekend of May 17th, and all my 3 kids are in it, so I'm very proud. I will be reading out of my mom's full text of Shakespeare. No, time, thou shalt not boast that I do change. Thy pyramids built up with newer might to me are nothing novel, nothing strange. They are but dressings of a former sight.
Our dates are brief, and therefore we admire what thou dost foist upon us that is old, and rather make them born to our desire, than think that we before have heard them told. Thy registers and thee I both defy, not wondering at the present nor the past, for thy records and what we see doth lie, made more or less by thy continual haste. This I do vow, and this shall ever be. I will be true, despite thy skiff and thee.
Hello, I'm George Russing. I've had lots of time to prepare this. What's it been, 30 minutes? Yep. Great, all the time I need. This is Sonnet 124. If my dear love were but the child of state, it might for fortune's bastard be unfathered, as subject to time's love or to time's hate, weeds among weeds, or flowers with flowers gathered. No, it was builded far from accident. It suffers not in smiling pomp, nor falls under the blow of thralled discontent, whereto the inviting time of our fashion calls. It fears not policy, that heretic which works on leases of short-numbered hours, but all alone stands hugely politic, that it nor grows with heat nor drowns with showers. To this I witness call the fools of time, which die for goodness, who have lived for crime. You may clap.
Good evening. I'm Sean Doyle. If you're interested in other readings and have nothing to do tomorrow night, I'll be reading from my book of poetic nonfiction, Mud and Dreams, tomorrow at page 158 books in Wake Forest. But tonight I'm reading Sonnet 125. Were it aught to me I bore the canopy, with my extern and outward honoring, or laid great basis for eternity, which prove more short than waste or ruining. Have I not seen dwellers on form and favor lose all and more, by paying too much rent for compound sweet, forgoing simple savor, pitiful thrivers in their gazing spent? No, let me be obsequious in thy heart, and take thou my oblation, poor but free, which is not mixed with seconds, knows no art, but mutual render, only me for thee. Hence thou suborned informer, a true soul when most impeached, stands least in thy control.
Good evening. My name's Frank Wall. I'll be reading Sonnet 126, which is actually regarded the last of the series of poems called the Young Man's Sonnets, which we've all been listening to, well read this evening. It focuses on the inevitable loss of beauty and love that comes with the end of youth. O thou, my lovely boy, who in thy power dost hold time's fickle glass, his sickle hour, who hast by waiting grown, and therein show'st thy lover's withering as thy sweet self grow'st. If nature, sovereign mistress over rack, as thou goest onwards, still will pluck thee back, she keeps thee to this purpose, that her skill may time disgrace and wretched minutes kill. Yet fear her, O thou minion of her pleasure, she may detain, but not still keep her treasure. Her audit, though delayed, answered must be. Her quietus is to render thee.
And so begins the next sequence, the Dark Lady sequence. Sonnet number 127 talks about the change in perception of beauty from the powdered-faced women of before Shakespeare's time and up till then, and the more natural women that he was fond of. Reminds me of my very black-haired, dark-eyed father marrying my very blonde, blue-eyed mother, and having dark-haired, well, he used to be dark-haired, and dark-eyed children, one after the other, after the other, after the other. And she was complaining that she never had a blonde child, so he bought her a golden retriever. And she complained he still had brown eyes. Sonnet number 127. In the old age, black was not counted fair, or if it were, it bore not beauty's name. But now is black beauty's successive heir, and beauty slandered with a bastard's shame. For since each hand hath put on nature's power, faring the foul with art's false borrowed face, sweet beauty hath no name, no holy bower, but is profaned, if not lives in disgrace. Therefore my mistress' brows are raven black, her eyes so suited, and they, mourners, seem at such who, not born fair, no beauty lack, slandering creation with a false esteem. Yet so they mourn, becoming of their woe, that every tongue says beauty should look so. Y ahora, en español. Y me llamo Elias Torre, by the way. Eli Torre. Soneto número 127. Antaño la negrura no era hermosa, o si lo era, no le decían bella, mas lo negro hoy sucede a la belleza, con bastardas afrentas difamada. Pues como todos el poder se arrogan de velar la fealdad con artes falsas, la belleza perdió el sagrado nombre y vive profanada en la ignominia. Negro es pues el cabello de mi amada, y negros como cuervos son sus ojos. Enlutados porque esos artificios con falsedad difamen lo creado, y tanto los endiosa el negro luto, que hoy se dice que la belleza es negra.
Okay, and before we take our next 10-minute break, I do want to encourage everybody that's not wanting to hold on to your sonnet as a cherished memento. There is a place you can drop it off out there so that I can use it again next year. Okay, so we're going to have Isaac Asimov's Guide to Shakespeare. Okay, Lauren, who's working the counter out there, he works at a bookstore, and he's been collecting stuff throughout the year that he thought would be good. And this is a voucher for 2 tickets to Honest Pint Theater's next show. Okay, and so let me go ahead and break out with the homemade bifocals again. Okay. All right. Okay, she is not here. Okay.
Sure, she's not.
Yeah. Well, it's Melanie Simmons. She read last night. Okay. Laura Bottomley. Laura Bottomley. She left already. Okay. Well, that she didn't want this stuff here. Okay. You must give me a present if you want to win. Okay. Denise Sepik was last night, and this fellow was in the first group. Good gracious. Okay, she read last night. Oh, Ellie Torre, come on down. Okay, which one would you like? You want the book. Okay. The book lasts longer. Okay. Okay, and then Honest Pint Theater. Let's see. Okay, I don't know why I took these off. See, these are the ones for if I want to read. These are the ones for if I want to recognize my friends. Okay, and then when it's really, really fine print or okay. Larry Evans.
Right here.
Yes, indeed.
I get tickets, free tickets anyway.
Okay.
I like to pass on to somebody else.
Okay. You want to just give them away to somebody? I mean, you
Oh, just put the number.
okay. I can do that. Okay. Okay. Laura Bradford. Okay. Okay, folks, 10 minutes, we'll come on back.